We are back. How's it going, everyone? Today is Halloween. Today we have a little trade recap for you guys. We took a sell on the US 500 today, and it ended up working out with little problems that happened here and there, but we'll go over that. But as you can see, we got the trade for today. Let's open it up. Let's see what we got. So, as you know, last week blew the account. First eval, but we have a reset for free, so we reset the account. First trade today, we started at 826, and it ended up finishing at 845. But that was Pacific Standard Time, so Eastern Standard Time was 1126 to 1145. News impact, no news today. They had some yellow folder news at like way early in the morning, but wasn't effective at all. Going in, we had a bearish bias. We'll go over why in the charts. We had a pullback into the downtrend, strong downtrend in the high time frame, and pretty high volatility today, which was good. Always do pretty good trading on Fridays, which is good to see. It was a short-term trade. We traded New York session. It was more like New York like lunch session, closer to lunch session. Entry time frame was 1 minute. We had the high time frame alignment, SMT divergence with NAS, and we entered in a premium to go short, so that was pretty nice. We had a liquidity sweep on NAS, and then we were in OT as well. Inversion, candle confirmation. It was a market order. We had a sell. Stop loss was 16 pips. So the thing is, on micros on ES, their contract sizes, like the amount of dollars per pip is so low compared to like mini contracts. So, and I can only do max 5 contracts on a 50K account. So if I did 4 contracts today, compared to like if I were doing minis, I could probably only do like 1. So and I want to have multiple stop losses or TPs. So I have to do micros to be able to have my multiple contracts. Because if I do 2 minis, I'll be risking way too much on a 50K. So unfortunately, that's how it is on S&P with micros. We had a 0.01 achieved due to hitting trailing stop loss. I didn't even enter this in. Gross P&L, let me just enter that in real quick. We had a gross P&L of $100. I don't even know what that max was. 20, we have 83.75, 103.75, 103.75, and we had fees of $3, I want to say $2.04. Interesting. There we go. So we have a gross P&L of 103.75 with fees of 296. I wasn't trying to do all the math right there. I was just trying to enter this and it'll calculate for me. Net P&L was $100.79 today, and you'll see why. Could have ended up getting more, but that's how it goes. Profit taken. Setup grade was honestly really good. I did like it. Just ended up hitting trailing stop loss, which sucks. Let's open up the photo so you can see quickly what happened. So as you can see, we entered up here, stop loss right above that high. We came down, hit 2 TPs before this third TP, and then ended up spiking up and hitting a trailing stop loss. On this is the mini contracts, but on micro, it ended up sweeping that high, taking me out of the trade, and then as you can see, continuing on lower, which is pretty unfortunate. Why I took this trade. So today I had a lot of patience. I don't work today, so I was able to stay on the charts, wait for my setup, see it play out, and then take the trade. Took this trade as I believe the draw on liquidity was simply lower going into market open. Big indication was price displacing through previous session lows, which I'll show you on the charts. When this happens, the plan is simply wait for a retracement into a zone that I like that ends up getting formed, and wait for the strat to either set up, or if it didn't set up, I wouldn't trade. What went well? I had patience. It was a good entry, stuck to my plan. It was in OT, proper risk management. What went wrong is I moved the stop loss too quickly. Honestly, zooming out to like higher time frames, I could have left it at break even. Wrong position sizing, just simply because with micros, I should have done 5 contracts just because I know the dollar per pip is, or whatever, is pretty low. So even if I did 5 contracts versus the 4 I did, I still would have been way below the 1% risk that I'm okay with. Too quick for TPs. Again, higher time frame. I guess I could have had like some bigger TPs to end up taking more profit, but it is what it is. Ended up playing out, and we'll take it. So going into the charts, as you can see, $100.79 today. And then so going into market open, let's go like the 1 hourly. What I ended up seeing is market open is this like red line right here. As you can see, very bearish price action both on the US 500 and the NAS. Did start to break up to the upside a little bit pre-market. So this was yesterday, right before market ended. Ended up going up pretty high, but again, still kind of like bearish on the bigger time frames. So I was definitely looking for a little bit more sells. All right, so market opens right there. We have a sweep to the upside up here. I had targets down low. As you can see, we had London lows, Asia lows. This is like the consolidation. This is the sweep to the upside, and then the distribution down. As you can see, we can see clear displacement through these lows, London low, Asia low. So when you see displacement, so if we were looking for buys, we would have saw it come down, sweep the liquidity, and then go upwards. It would have swept the liquidity of previous sessions. Then we would have looked for buys. But because I saw displacement through the lows, and then we had previous day low below there that hasn't got tapped into, I simply went in with a bearish bias. Because in previous markets, I've seen where if they sweep the lows, you can look for buys. But if it displaces through lows, the drawn liquidity is probably ended up going to be lower overall. So I saw some bearish sentiment before the markets. Then we saw the displacement. So pretty much bearish going into the day. That was my plan. And you can see it on both pairs. We see just clear displacement through the lows. Even though there's fair value gaps, bullish fair value gaps below, just that displacement, I was looking for sells, and if I didn't get my setup, then I wouldn't take the trade. It simply is that. Like it could have bounced off the fair value gap and then just pushed up higher, and I would have been done for the day, and that's just no problem. But we ended up seeing our trade play out and ended up working out. So what did I do? Pretty much market opened, dumped on down, swept the lows. A lot of people that I was watching pretty much took buys off these bullish fair value gaps, which is totally fine. Again, I had a bearish bias, not that I was married to the bias, but I simply just wanted to see price go lower. Just because also this new week opening gap on NASDAQ, I believe, hasn't been filled yet. You can see this new week opening gap hasn't been filled. So overall, like draw is going to eventually or more be just like lower in my eyes, pretty much. So what we had is I waited. We have some relative equal lows down here. That's another draw on liquidity. But yeah, I just waited for this retracement. We had a 5-minute fair value gap. We also had a 15-minute fair value gap. And then we had a 1 hour fair value gap as well. Like just stacked on bearish fair value gaps that I was just looking for it to come into. So I stacked them all up, came up in. What did we see? We saw NAS make a higher high. We saw the US 500 also within a fair value gap, this 5-minute, make a lower low. And I was like, okay, perfect. We are outside the kill zone, but I knew that sometimes the kill zone doesn't even really matter. As you can see, there's still going to be tons of liquidity. Just by the nature of these pairs, really. So we saw the lower low. What did I do? We went down to the lower time frames. We had an internal sweep of liquidity on the US 500, as you can see there. NAS ended up just coming up and sweeping that high, whereas the US 500 swept the internal high but didn't sweep that external high. So that was my time to shine and look for that. We ended up taking a 30-second entry. I can show you because I can't have 30 seconds on TradingView, but on ES, right here. Where was it? 11:22 is when I took that sell. Right here. Kind of hard to see on here. 11:22 is where I took the sell, somewhere in here. But it doesn't show it on here. Why does this always happen to me? When I enter, I see it. I see it on the charts when I'm entering a trade, but then as soon as I go to recap, it just doesn't show it. There was an inversion in here somewhere when I was looking for it. I don't know where it is. Either it was this inversion, could have been right there, but there was an inversion. And then I just ended up taking that sell. I don't know why I don't see it now, but that's where I entered the trade. I guess I could show right here, chart executions. Oh, that's why, because I'm not looking at the right spot. Here we go. On the 30-second, as you can see, I was looking on the wrong day. This makes the lower low, the micro, and then we have this inversion right here. I could show you. I don't have things set up, though. Where's the box? Hello? Hello? There we go, rectangle. I don't have things set up on here because I don't trade through here. We had the 30-second inversion. We had this fair value gap up. That's the fair value gap that made that lower low, and then we just inverted it, and I ended up selling right in here, as you can see. Sold here. Stop loss right above. Targeting these lows down here. First TP and break even was right here. So we hit TP1, and then I moved stops to break even. TP2 is down here at this like internal low. Took TP and then moved stops, as you can see, right above this high. And on micro contracts ended up sweeping it out, but on mini contracts didn't end up sweeping out, which sucks. And then just ended up dumping on down. I had third TP right here at this low. And then I had my final TP, like a runner I set pretty much all the way down here at 68.50. And we're getting close there. I don't know if it'll hit it today. I would say it'll probably end up drawing to that today, but if not, Monday for sure, or the new week opening. So ended up playing out in my direction. Very clean entry. Like, I really got a super clean entry on that. I actually enjoy that entry. Clear TPs, but on a higher time frame, I guess I could have had like not as many TPs. I could have just had like my first, honestly, first TP as down here. Maybe the first TP up here where I break even, that would have been fine. But my second TP probably should have been down here. And then after that, move stops to like a high, but ended up getting swept out, and that's unfortunate. And then my runner probably will end up getting hit today, but we shall see. But that's the trade today. Good shorts worked out in my favor. Stuck to my plan. Learned from mistakes from previous weeks, and it ended up helping me today, which is how you know you're making progress, which is all we want as traders. So if you guys didn't understand anything I just said, or you think I'm dumb, just leave a comment in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Appreciate y'all for the trade recap for today. It's Friday. It's Halloween. Go enjoy your Halloween. Have a good weekend. I'll see you guys next week for some more trading recaps.